You merged with New York consignor Flight Club earlier this year. How has the integration gone there?
Yeah, it's been great. So Flight Club pioneered the industry. We really looked up to Flight Club all these years before we even started GOAT because they started this whole consignment industry. And when we started GOAT, and we started to continue the process, Flight Club, yeah, we were competitive, but for them, they wanted to really build up their tech team and to compete against companies like us. And for GOAT, we wanted to get more into omni-channel retail because we knew that sneakers, it's such a tactile experience. You want to touch the sneaker, feel it, even smell it and wear it. So when we both kind of had similar ambitions where Flight Club wanted to do what GOAT was doing and we wanted to get into brick and mortar retail, we said, hey, instead of compete against each other, why don't we just join forces and do this together to really dominate the industry? And so that's what we did.
What I understand is the integration has been mostly on the back end there. What kind of savings have you been able to make?
Yeah, there's a lot of cost and revenue synergies that we're seeing. One, especially logistics. I mean, for e-commerce companies, logistics has to be such an important part of your business. So we've integrated the two backends to create logistics synergies and really save money there. But also, we want to expand the retail footprint. There's 3 Flight Club stores today, but we want to have much more, both domestically and internationally. So we're going to start doing that at the end of this year.
And can you give us a number in terms of how many stores you plan to open?
So Flight Club, these are sneakerhead meccas, iconic stores. You're not going to see hundreds of stores, but you'll see a dozen or so really iconic stores throughout the world.
And in major cities, I imagine? In
major cities, for sure.
Now, the merger between GOAT and Flight Club has had you described as the secondary sneaker market's first superpower. Do you feel super powerful?
We are very fortunate to have combined our digital expertise with Flight Club's retail expertise. So, yeah, we are definitely feeling good right now.
Now, you've talked about opening more stores. What are you looking at in terms of growth?
In terms of growth, on the retail side, we want to bring digital innovation to the retail stores to really enhance the experience in store. So that's number one. But growth will definitely come on the digital side as well, where we're seeing so much adoption with mobile that we really have the opportunity to grow that mobile footprint, both domestically and what I'm excited about is internationally, because sneakers, you could call it a niche product, but it's a global niche, and places like China, the Philippines, Australia, Southeast Asia, they really care about sneakers, and we want to provide our authentic experience to those markets.
And you're saying, are they using your site already, those international customers?
Right now, we're about 15% international, but we really could provide a much better experience internationally. We haven't localized currency, localized language, and we know that there's just a ton of demand, both on the buyer and the seller front in those areas.
So tell us a little bit about how many people are using the site every month. How much are they spending with you?
Yeah, we have over 8 million members on the site today. Our average order value is over $300. So we've been very fortunate. We started in 2015 and we've seen growth to over 8 million members today and over 100,000 sellers. What's great about our sellers is that, our top seller a couple years ago made $800,000. Last year, our multiple top sellers made over $2 million, and they're on track to double that this year. So it's becoming a very big business for our seller community.
And how big do you think the business can become? I guess I'm trying to get at the idea of just how big the rarefied sneaker market is, and whether you think you can capture all of that, and what you're looking at in terms of exponential growth.
Yeah, so it's not just rarefied sneakers anymore. What we're seeing is over 20% of our sales are actually under retail prices. And what we really see as the opportunity is that we can disrupt traditional sneaker retailing today. I mean, you go into a place like Finish Line right now, and there's at most about 200 different styles that you can buy. And that's stuff that didn't sell out, that's only this year's styles. Whereas on GOAT today, there's over 35,000 different SKUs that you can buy, backed by over 500,000 products. So as a consumer this day and age, you know exactly what you want. So going to a place like Finish Line just doesn't really cut it anymore.
So you're going to replace the traditional footwear retailer?
Yeah, we really think we have that opportunity given our breadth and depth of product.
Now, one of the things or one of the concerns about your industry is authentication, the rise of fakes. How many fakes do you regularly have to remove from your supply pipeline?
So Nike is the most counterfeit brand in the world, and that's why traditionally it's been so scary to buy sneakers online. So with GOAT, we do a ship to verify model where, Emma, when you buy a pair of sneakers on GOAT, it ships to our facility first, where we authenticate the product, we quality check it, and we repackage it so when it gets to your door, you get a retail-like experience. And what we've seen is that on traditional marketplaces, about over 10% of product is inauthentic. And now that sellers know we check, I mean, it's less than 1%, but still, it's a big problem in the industry because there's so many fakes out there.
Yes, how do you, when you do have to tell one of your sellers that their items are fake, how do you break that news?
So we have the best authenticators in the whole industry. Our authenticators take a multi-month course before they can even physically authenticate a sneaker. And so there's training guides for the sneakers. There are training guides on how to speak to our sellers and our buyers when there is a fake. And we know that sometimes it's an accident. Sellers will buy something that they don't know is fake and they'll get it. So it's not a harsh thing. It's a, hey, this product isn't as described. We'll send it back to you, but we can't sell it through.
So is this something that you would say is your biggest differentiating factor? This is why people will sell and buy through you rather than going to other secondary marketplaces. I'm thinking of places that we know very well, the likes of eBay.
Yeah, with places like eBay, there's actually a lot of friction when you want to buy a pair of sneakers. I mean, think about it. There's probably 100 sellers selling the same exact shoe that you might want to buy. So you're going to have to look at 100 different photo sets, look at all their ratings and reviews to see if they're a fast shipper or a legitimate shipper before you can click a button to buy. So at GOAT, we actually took out all that messy marketplace, those issues, and we said, hey, we're going to show you a retail-like experience. You're just going to see what shoe you want, click purchase, and if you like the price, just purchase it, and trust GOAT in terms of figuring out if it's real or fake so that you don't have to worry about any of those issues. So that's what we're seeing. We're lessening all those friction points from traditional marketplaces like eBay.
So if this works then for GOAT, if this works for GOAT for sneakers, are you going to start moving into other product categories?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask us that. For me, one of our core values is focus. I mean, think about Amazon. They took about 4 years to even get out of books. And for us, we want to get sneakers right first. We've barely scratched the surface. So I won't say that we're going to only do sneakers forever, but right now we're going to go deep into sneakers, get that right, so that we can really have the infrastructure to expand to other things in the future.
But you did just compare yourself to Amazon in the early stages, so you've got some pretty high ambitions there.
Definitely.
And what can you learn from the Amazon experience? And are you concerned actually about Amazon's move into fashion, into apparel, into footwear?
So with Amazon, it's great for buying your consumables, your toilet papers of the world. But in terms of Amazon, there's an increasing issue of fakes actually, where you hear stories where you buy a Tide Pod and it might not be from Tide. It's commingled with other product that might be fake. So I think there's starting to be an erosion of trust with Amazon. Plus, when you want to buy something that you can really have self-expression on, like sneakers, it's hard to buy from a place like Amazon, which is just kind of a mass market consumables play. And so what we're really seeing is that our consumers really identify with the GOAT brand, and they want to buy from us rather than kind of a mass market shop like Amazon.